30 years, his articles have been an integral part to the paper. During his time, Clarino says a lot has changed.
Girls and women's sports was very much sort of a back burner kind of stuff, and it was very new in a lot of cases. Now it's, of course, I feel on an equal footing with male sports, and I think the other thing is the explosion of certain sports like lacrosse, which was a very, very minor sport when I started. Hockey is very big. A lot of the sports have changed in terms of what was popular. For example, when I first started, baseball was perhaps the most popular spring sport, and now it's not. I think it's changed a lot. You see a lot more participatory sports, like as you just mentioned, the Spartan races. There were 5K races and that kind of thing, but really they've more exploded now. And there's so many more sports than there used to be.
The demise of baseball is one thing Clarino kept coming back to during our conversation, reminiscing about the days when Legion Baseball packed local fields with fans.
I've covered Legion Baseball for 30 summers, and I grew very close to the coaches and to the players, and I still keep in contact with some of those players from the 80s that I started off with. It's sad in the sense that it's again, it's a passing of an era, it's a turning of a page. Baseball used to be known as our national pastime. Now, Major League Baseball is a big money sport, but the sports that we see here, like Legion Baseball, they have diminished somewhat. The popularity is not as strong. They don't get the best athletes that they used to get. So it's sad. It's very sad for me because it always was and always probably will be my favorite sport.
Many people think anyone can cover sports, but Clarino disagrees. To be a great sports writer, the game is just the catalyst to uncovering the actual story.
You know, the best part about sports is not necessarily the winning. It's how you see people develop and how teams develop, the character that they build. And even if that team had not won, they had come so far as individuals and as a collective that it wouldn't have mattered.
Clarino says he can't pick a favorite athlete or sports team he's covered over the past 30 years, but more recently he can recall some memorable moments.
This past weekend, the MSJ football team won for the first time in 35 games. And the young man, Matt Sanborn, who was the quarterback of that team, said to me, this is a stepping stone on the way back. So take the snapshot now and watch the growth of the team as they come along. I think the MSJ basketball team was significant because of the fact that they had so much adversity and they had so many obstacles and within their own school to conquer, but they really gelled as a team. They really found comfort and strength in each other, and were able to rise above a lot of adversity.
A few other notable memories for Clarino was covering state championship teams and a few unexpected superstars like Billy Kelly.
I had one very early in my career when I was covering Golden Glove boxing, and a young 19-year-old skinny kid named Billy Kelly went up through the Golden Gloves ranks and won his weight class. That was a huge moment for me. Tommy Garrow, who was his coach, someone I'm still very close to, brought him along, and you could see through the weeks of the Golden Gloves, you could see the evolution of this young man as an athlete and as a champion. So, I mean, there's so many. I know that I can't really count them all, but I think that's the big thing. When you cover a team like that, the Fairhaven football team last year, you cover them each week. You see how the challenges they meet, the adversity they face, and try to tell their story. And when it gets to that culminating moment, it is just marvelous.
A few Clarino columns will appear in the Herald this fall before he heads west for the winter. It's in those months Clarino believes retirement will set in. Admittedly excited for more free time, this veteran reporter admits what he'll miss most is the friends he's made along the way.
The biggest reward for my career are the relationships that I have built with athletes and coaches, officials, other sports writers, colleagues that I've met. To me, that's everything. Going to a specific place and looking forward to seeing someone that you know, to catch up, to find out how their life is going, where they are on the path, so to speak. That's what it's been all about to me. I don't care about accomplishing, being called a sports writer of the year or being into the Vermont Principals Association Hall of Fame. That doesn't matter. What matters to me was that when I was in that room last May, there were several coaches and athletes that I had known for years that had attained those rewards. So it was wonderful to see that and to be there with them in that great moment. So, but just going down to Burn Burton or to Mill River or to Otter Valley and up to Middlebury and seeing people that I have been associated with over the years, that's what's important to me.
Many area sports fans tell me they'll miss reading Clarino's columns, but what they'll miss more than his writing is seeing him on the sidelines. A true testament to the character of a man who chronicled the character development of dozens of our area's youth.